What's up everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we are finally getting the proper stance for my GR86. If you saw in a previous video, I added wheel spacers to the stock setup to get these tires to be a little bit more flush, but we still have that wheel gap that we need to address. So we're going to be lowering the car, of course, and in order to do that, I have the Megan Racing Series 1 Easy Street Coilover Damper Kit. Finished off in blue, which is a really cool color. Unfortunately, we won't see that once we install these on the car, but I got this kit from Fitment Industries along with the wheel spacers that I added. So I'll have those products down in the description below. We have a lot of adjustments that we can make as far as the height goes, and then the damper adjustments for the rears are on the top. I need to figure out the fronts here. We do have what I believe to be tie rod ends that we can make some more adjustments up front. We have the tools in order to do this as well. So I'm excited to do this. It shouldn't be that hard, but we have several adjustments that we can make to really dial in the height as well as how the suspension is going to ride. There's surprisingly not a lot that you actually have to take off in order to get this assembly out. I'm going to start off with a 10mm. There is a brake line that goes all the way to the back side of the caliper, and there's a bracket that is being held by the actual coil assembly. So that bracket runs off of that. We can take that out and remove that from the bracket. So you can see that silver piece, that is what was in the actual bracket and mounted to it. So it's just going to hang out there. I'm going to put this bolt into the new coil spring so that way I do not lose it in that exact same spot. And then just to show the rest of the bolts that will use this 10mm, we have 3 up top near the strut tower. So I'm just going to loosen those all the way to the top. I would recommend that you do not completely remove these, because when we're working with the suspension component down below, if for whatever reason this decides to drop as I loosen some other items, this is our fail-safe just to have them like that. So it gives me a little bit of wiggle room as well. Next up, we have 2 large bolts. These are connecting the backside of the rotor to the bottom of the coil spring assembly. I have a 3/4 inch on my breaker bar, and so on this side we are pushing up towards the sky. On the passenger side, it was much easier pulling down. And now to remove both of these bolts, I found it easiest, instead of trying to power it out with a hammer or something like that, I am just loosening it just like I would, so that way I don't damage any of the threads. You are using all of the factory hardware for this kit. As you can tell with this top one here, I have both of those bolts in the same orientation. I do not want to pull these out just yet. I need to have support for this rotor before I pull those out. But what I can do is come back to this wire right here, because there's 2 plastic parts of it on the back side where these bolts were actually in my way, and I found it much easier on the passenger side. But what you need to do is pinch the back side of these so that way you can disconnect it like I just did there. All right, so as I'm still working it from this side, I basically just pinched it from the outside in. And it's not really that damaged, which is nice. It'll go back into the new coil spring. From there, we'll move on to this bolt just behind the coil spring assembly. This is an extension that goes all the way down to the sway bar. So I believe this is the sway bar end link. And I have a 17mm socket that I'm going to use. And it's a little bit tricky to get leverage on this one, but actually, that's not all that bad. And for that one up underneath, I found it easier to get right behind the rotor basically. Got 1 foot up in the wheel well there, and then just pulling towards me, I can start to loosen that bolt up. So from here, this is where it gets a little bit tricky, especially if you're doing it by yourself. So I have 2 blue straps. These are going to help me hold the rotor in place. I don't want it coming too far out, going left or right. I don't want to risk hurting or tearing any of the boots on the back side. And from here, you can do your best to disassemble that connection there, and without pulling out any of the wires, here is the driver's side coil spring. So now we have the before and we have the after. Look at how much smaller this is than the factory unit. Definitely a lot different of a coil spring. Now with this exact kit, you do have to remove this top hat from your factory coil spring and transfer it over to your aftermarket kit. So it just depends on your budget, what you're looking or willing to spend, and how much work you want to put into your suspension. So in order to remove this, you do need to have a spring, a coil spring compressor. So this is going to line up on both sides. You have these safety pins that you can push in, and then from there, you just tighten this down, and you'll do that on both sides to where you can get the spring nice and compressed. What this is going to do is alleviate the pressure within the shock itself and of course on the coils. And so from here, this is the fun part. So as you can tell, this is the assembly that I have with the compressors on both sides. What I'm also going to do is to aim this away from anything else just in case something were to happen. So I have it going out into nothing. I'm going to peel off the top section of that cap cover. And then what I'm going to use, this is a 17mm hollow socket. So what I need to do is put this Allen key straight through because the top of it has a piece like that that's going to line up there. And what you're doing is you're holding that post in the middle because it will start to spin if you don't do that. There we go. What I actually did there is I have this Allen key sandwiched in between this post and turning it counterclockwise. It's actually stopping right on that, so I can focus on having another hand on the coil spring itself. And once we get this loose enough, it'll pop right off, just like that. We have our top here where we can connect the factory section. So I'm going to put that back on. We have the nut to place in the middle, and then it's going to be just like the OEM one was, as far as having to put the Allen key through the middle and then using that hollow socket to tighten that down. I'm going to get it as snug as I can because you can actually tighten this back up once you have this installed on the car. That is going to keep everything held in place since it will be installed. And so just as tight as I can get it, like that. And it is definitely much easier to install this than it is to take it out. Now it's a little bit tricky here. It is easy, but it's a little bit tricky. You can reach up and over and get those other 3 bolts tightened up top. So from here, let's get this rotor back in place. And I'm using my jack again as a second pair of hands just to get this lined up as best I can. And so we're reusing the factory bolts, so you can slide those through just like that. Then we have the lower one to line up. I went ahead and reconnected both of these here where this wire was that had those plastic pieces that we popped out. I reinstalled the brake line here with that 10mm. Now we can install this new piece here. Now this is adjustable, so I'm just assuming depending on the height that I choose to go with, I can have this adjusted versus the stock one that had no height adjustments. And with that aligned and in place, we do have new hardware for both of these. So it's not all that hard aside from having to transfer over that top hat if that is the kit that you decided to go with. So really wasn't all that bad. As long as you have the right tools, you can get that done. Where this is a little bit easier. So we have 3 bolts down below, and then we actually have to get into the trunk. So 2 of these bolts, I'm using an 11/16, and the last one is a 9/16. So with my breaker bar here, we got this bolt here, and we'll just start in order. And with the 3 nuts out, I am leaving those for right now because we are going to jump up into the trunk where we actually have to remove a few things. So with you guys set up right there, we have to pull out this upper trunk liner, which is pretty easy. You can fold it from both sides there and pull this straight out. From here, it'll be a little bit dark for you guys, but we have a few of these plastic clips that we need to remove. So just to show you what they look like, there is one right here. So we have that, and then we're just gonna go around this side piece here and remove this entire piece. So just wherever you see one of these, pop them out and keep going from there. And with those 6 removed, what that allows us to do is to pull this entire piece out. Be a little gentle with it. It's somewhat pliable, but for the most part, you can just kind of wiggle it out from there. It's the most stuck right in here, so you have to pull that tab out there. That gives us access to the top of the coil. So there's a bolt on both sides here. This is only being held now by the 2 bolts up top. And with those removed, you can see the wiggling that we now have with this. And from here, you can push this. You can see how it wiggles a little bit. I want to aim to get the bottom in the larger section there, I can push it to the side. And then here we go with the stock one. And with the Megan Racing Coilover, we have the adjustment click right on the top there. This is a little bit harder to reach around into the trunk and hold this up. And I also want to make sure that the bottom is aligned too. So I do have to twist it just a little bit in order to get it to line up with those holes. From there, I'm going to use my jack now in order to not only line up the holes here, so just like that, I'm actually gonna go a little bit higher so I can go around and get the bolts from up top. So with everything buttoned up, I let the car sit for just a little bit, did my measurements. Now it's time to show you guys how to adjust the height, because I am about a ½ inch off up front. It's about 24.5 inches on the passenger side. We're at 25 inches on the driver's side. So what we're going to do, I have the tools that came with this kit. We are focusing on this lower black ring. I'm going to leave the 2 blue ones up top alone because that is going to adjust our dampening and the compression of the upper, or the whole coil spring assembly basically. So what I am going to do with the correct tool from this kit, we are going to loosen up the black ring here. Once we get that loose, I'm just going to turn it up just a little bit to give us some room, and then I'm going to turn the entire assembly using this top blue one. Now I'm not sure how far to go, so I will be making further measurements after this, but I don't think I have to go that much to drop a ½ inch. So we're gonna leave it right there and then tighten this ring back up. And now the rears are going to be a little bit different. So what I also went ahead and did was I took off both rear tires, so that way I can do the measurements at the exact same time. I am also measuring this distance right here. So on this side, I am just shy of 1.5 inches, and then on this side, I am closer to 1.5 inches. So I'm just basically going back and forth to measure this distance here, how many threads are showing on both sides. And that is going to get me very, very identical measurements on both sides. I'm gonna go back and lift the entire front off the ground to do those measurements again. And then after a few tries, trial and error, I will show you guys the final product. So it's the next day. I decided to let the car sit overnight just to settle a little bit more, and I gave myself a break after working on this a full day. So with the measurements that I currently have for the stock ride height, it was 26 inches up front, 26.25 in the rear. Now I'm sitting at 24.5 up front and 25.25 in the rear. So we went 1.5 inches lower up front, 1 inch in the rear. I think I'm going to adjust the front. I just wanted to get everything completed. I'll drive around like this just to see. It might be a tad low up front. But I think it looks good so far. So I'm going to leave it like this and then just decide later if I want to adjust the ride height. So of course that's something you can do with this kit. And you can also adjust the dampeners. As I showed earlier, with the rear ones, you have 15 different settings. So you can go between soft, comfort, or sport. And I have that on my Audi R8 too. So I've dialed this in to get it the way I feel. I will make measurements as I drive this just to see what works best with the car and what I want to feel. Now this is not my daily, so I can make it a little bit stiffer just for some more performance driving. But that is going to wrap it up for the full installation for the coil springs for the GR86. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up, consider smashing that subscribe button, and check out the links down below, or you can order a kit for your 86. I will see you all in the next video.